Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here at the Southern District of New York Courthouse. Today, Wednesday, June 25th, 2025. Now, we're heading in for what would be day 30 of the U.S. versus Sean Combs trial. The only thing is it's not going to have any witnesses. It's going to be the charge conference at noon, and we will be covering it. Then there'll be the closing arguments, Thursday and Friday, it appears, and the jury's supposed to get the case on Monday. This is all according to U.S. Attorney Maureen Comey yesterday. But we covered it yesterday. Yesterday started slow with a meandering cross-examination, but then it picked up. There was one, Combs sort of ingratiated himself, or tried to Judge Subramanian, telling him he's doing an excellent job. Whether this quote could be used if he has to appeal, I don't think so. It was just, I guess he was just polite, but it was very energetic. Then Alexander Shapiro did a Rule 29 motion, which pretty much previewed what would be said in closing and on appeal. And one of the points is a constitutional argument that a statute that makes it a federal crime to undermine sex trafficking prosecutions could, for example, apply in the case of Gina. That's what she said in a letter that we put up. You can find that on Patreon. There was also a civil case, one of the many civil cases against Combs, a John Doe who claimed sexual assault at a Chirac vodka event. He's been told to give his name in 7 days or have the case dismissed. We've also put that up. So Combs, we are all over it. But here in New York City, the big news, Zohran Mamdani. Now, he's bested, and Andrew Cuomo not only conceded the primary, but appeared to imply that he's not going to run as an independent in the general election. You'll have to check it out. You've got to see it. It's one of those things you have to see the comment. But the energy level wasn't there for an independent run, which will leave Sliwa, Adams, Mamdani, and a man named Walden. I'm sure Adams is actually pretty happy with the result. I'm going to wait here while this, hang on. First time I pause midstream, but with all the noise pollution, what can you do? Now, Mamdani, what I want to say is that Inner City Press, you can check this feed. You can check it either on the vlogs or on X or on Blue Sky. We have been covering Mamdani pretty much since day one. I remember going to cover a press event of his on Broadway, on the Broadway side of City Hall, and there were like four of us. Then there was one in the entrance to the subway by the municipal building, where they were, speaking of noise pollution, there was a guy drilling there, and we just went on because he said he couldn't wait for the drilling to stop because he had to get up to Albany. Well, now the National Democratic Party is taking a close look at that result because he knocked down the titan of Andrew Cuomo. Eric Adams, having covered him here at the Southern District of New York, I think people that, anyway, he's I'm pretty sure happy with the result. We'll get back to that. United Nations, speaking of corruption, much worse than Eric Adams. Seriously. And Eric Adams was charged and indicted for bribery. The UN is suffused with bribery to the very top. Antonio Guterres has banned Inner City Press for reporting on Antonio Guterres' financial links to the China Energy Fund Committee and others. Now, we've asked, since last week, since June 19th, when we reapplied to enter the UN, we've asked about the skeezy jobs, the waste of public money on more than these four, but four individuals. Miguel Graca of Portugal, Aguinaldo Baptista, Michelle gyles-McDonnough, Michelle Griffin, and they haven't answered at all. They've tried to find an in-house publication to sort of launder this corruption, but I don't think it's going to work. We're going to stay on this case, and because that's what journalisms do. Other politicians get trashed for trying to pick and choose who asks questions and who can come in, but Antonio Guterres has done it much worse than any of them. This is a well-known Chinatown individual. He's going to be going behind us. He's going to make his first appearance on these airwaves. There he goes. Okay, in any event, we're going in. There's also going to be Do Kwon. But we'll see whether we're able to live tweet that. U.S. versus Do Kwon. It's a crypto case. Inner City Press, we're all over the Diddy case. To be continued.